Formula Renault Eurocup is in action at Spa-Francorchamps this weekend as a support race for the Total 24 Hours of Spa, and the first qualifying session for the Formula 1 Stars of tomorrow is already underway. The green flag has been shown just a few seconds ago. The cars made their way out onto the circuit. They have had their collective tests and private tests, the collective tests being the most relevant of late, and that was finished off this morning when they had the wet road to contend with. However, the cars now on a bone dry circuit have ventured out on track. The championship coming here with Imola a week to go. That's the next round, so it's another key double-header, especially Imola being a support race to a Grand Prix. Now, as far as the championship is concerned, the man that holds sway within the title race right now is Victor Martins, who's had a really good season thus far and has, if you like, started to come into his own over the last few races, because the French driver doing a very good, solid job and has tried to build an advantage in the championship. So we shall see whether that is going to be possible for him so to do over the course of this weekend. It's a circuit he knows, so Victor Martins, then the championship leader, trying to build on that. The Spa circuit, always a really good one for Formula Renault. Last year here the winners were Oscar Piastri and Lorenzo Colombo. Victor Martins, though, won here in 2018. Other winners that we've had over the previous seasons include Dorian Boccolacci, who's on the 24 Hours of Spa grid, and Dennis Olsen was a winner here in Formula Renault, and he too is within the Total 24 Hours of Spa. So it's a dry road. The late afternoon sun is still shining. It's 20 minutes this session, so they don't get many laps in, bearing in mind that it's a long old lap. The championship teeing up for, as I say, here, then Imola, Hockenheim and Paul Ricard before the end of the season. But Victor Martins then, with 6 wins, comes here heading the standings on 226 points to the 210 of Caio Collet, and then David Vidales, who's the leading rookie, in third, which you could argue is perhaps the most meritorious of all, because not only are the other 2 drivers ahead of him in their second season of these cars, but David Vidales is new to car racing in anything, and he missed the first 2 races of the year. So it's been a really, really impressive effort by David Vidales to come into the championship and straight away get on with the job. That's Tijmen van der Helm. Good to have him back in the championship after missing the Manicourt races a month or so ago. Tijmen van der Helm, like all of them, onto his first flying lap of the session. There the car falls downhill. Championship, as I say, led by Victor Martins. Everybody with these identical cars. The Formula Renault FR19 4-cylinder 1800cc turbo engine car, 270 brake horsepower. Car weighs in 611 kilos. There, 27 is Hugo de Wilde, who recently found a bit more form, it seemed. Got himself onto the podium for the first time this year in race 1 in Barcelona. This qualifying 1 is for race 2. Qualifying 2 for race 1 under the normal way that the regulations work. So there you have going through the FA racing car, FA being Fernando Alonso, and Tijmen van der Helm now makes the run up towards the bus stop. Turns into that right and then the left, and it's been a fairly gentle start-up lap, it would appear, but at times we're going to get through shortly. Into La Source turns Van der Helm, so he's onto a proper flying lap now. .253 kilometres an hour is the fastest top speed that they will reach around here. 78% of the laps on full throttle, and it works out at 36 gear changes a lap. So it's a busy lap for the drivers, that's for sure. But of course, if it's long, it will be busy, especially here with the climbs, the twists and turns of the circuit. Hugo de Wilde heading that little battle pack into Les Camps. David Vidal is in it as well for JD Motorsport. So the session 20 minutes long, 14 minutes it says on the clock, still to run, and only now we're getting proper lap times in. So Adrien David is one of them for MP Motorsport, and he's put himself to the top of the times by a full second from Nicola Marinangeli, and then Laszlo Toth, the Hungarian, is third, but I think he's going to shuffle around a little bit more before the very end here. Real two to watch, going to be Kai Collett and championship leader Victor Martins. We've not yet got a lap time from him. So Collett won, who should be completing a lap fairly soon. Where's David Vidal is in the times fourth. More to come from him, I think. So Vidal is there, slow as he comes through Les Cols, gets out of the way of quicker cars around him. Up through Blanchimont goes Vidal now, so trying to find the clear track space, I think. So he wants a totally clear road, doesn't want anybody squabbling with him. The importance of qualifying cannot be underestimated in slicks and wing single-seaters. You can overtake her, you can slipstream, certainly on the run up to Les Cols, but it's not that easy. So Vidal goes second fastest on that lap. That was a 2:21.216 then for the Spanish driver. Lorenzo Colombo is now at the top of the times. So Vidal is, again, on his own. We still are awaiting a good effort out of Paul Aron. In fact, all of the ART Grand Prix trio yet to do a lap time. They're out there, but they haven't done it yet. So perhaps just treating the session slightly differently. You can see them there in an almost slow bicycle race. 92 Victor Martins, 93 Gregoire Saucy as Réchid de Geras goes through, and he is now 8th fastest. Make that 9th fastest. Somebody else goes quicker. Franco Colapinto up to 3rd, yes. So Réchid de Geras is another one, certainly pressing on. Squeal of tyres at Bruxelles, and that's the reason that he goes wide. So he's braked too late as de Geras goes too deep into the corner. Slides off the road. Lots of weaving around behind him. That's Paul Aron, the Estonian driver, as we get to just about the halfway point of the session here. So you rather get the feeling here that ART is trying to do this on one run, rather than go for a time, change tyres, go for a time. If you can go out a bit later and do the time right at the very end on one run, save yourself a set of brand new boots for the race. Hankook rubber, incidentally, as well, on which they run here. So de Geras up to the end of the lap. Caio Collet now the fastest, 2 minutes 17.861 from Adrien David. So the two Renault Sport Academy drivers, 1 and 2. There is Collet, who needs a good result this weekend. He's dropping back just a little within the championship. He won at Monza, he won at Manicourt, and he won again at Zandvoort. But actually, Victor Martins, and there's this sub-block to it, because Martins was dropped from the Renault Sport Academy, Collet stayed on it. Martins outscoring Collet all the time. You don't actually talk about the importance of qualifying. You don't have to start from pole to win here. Only 28% is the number of winners that started on pole. So if the racecraft is good enough, it can still work in your favour. Another improver is Amaury Cordeel, number 71, up to 4th fastest now. Cordeel improving, getting closer to the top of the times all the while now. Now look at this lap at Collet. Personal best and an absolute best being strung together as all of a sudden up to the very top goes the Dutch driver Cas Havercourt, and then that time is taken away. So Havercourt briefly went top, but that might have been a glitch in the system, I fear. Over the line comes Collett. Alex Quinn has gone top, but will he stay there? Kaya Collett now goes to the top, 2:17.090. We are one of the RAce GP force down as well this weekend. One of our cars entered, but for a TBA and no driver appears. Gregoire Saucier has had a lap time deleted. Track limits at turn 9, attracting the attention of Thomas Jetner, who is the race director. Steve Stringwell, the chairman of the stewards, will be with him to look at all of this. The three-strong stewarding panel, but Steve Stringwell, the British official, very experienced, will be the chairman of that, and so if there is anything judicial that needs their attention, then it's in good hands. There is Hugo de Wilde, and he's up to 2nd fastest, de Wilde, and he's only 0.175 of a second adrift at his home circuit. The Belgian driver going nicely. We have a lap time deleted now for David Vidales, again for the for William Alatallo, his teammate, for the dreaded track limit. So Alatallo 9th fastest. De Wilde down the hill once more as Franco Colapinto now goes to the top of the time. So the time 2:17.064, putting him top. William Alatallo's lap time being taken away, I'd mentioned, but he's now done an absolute best within the first sector, so he's trying to redeem himself. There is de Wilde coming down towards the right at L'École. Now to the Cours Paul Frere, named after the great racer and journalist Paul Frere, who was instrumental in helping to persuade the RACB to make this event, which was struggling as a touring car race, move to GT regulations and hook up with the SRO group, Stefan Rattel organisation as it then was. So Hugo de Wilde up to the end of the lap. Another one improving is Tijmen van der Helm, who's done the absolute best in Sector 1. Kaya Colley the absolute best in Sector 2. Where will de Wilde end up? The Arden car now 3rd fastest. To the timing line he comes, breaks the beam, and Hugo de Wilde's lap time 2:17.298, 3rd fastest, and Kaya Collett, previous lap deleted for track limits at turn 19, and so he had gone top, but not anymore. Kaya Collett drops back into 2nd, and turn 19 is the exit of the bus stop. Tijmen van der Helm is doing a very good job right now. Because he has done an absolute and a personal best. So from 14th fastest, where can he be at the end of this lap? Let's see. Another one losing a lap time is Hugo de Wilde. So number 27, Hugo de Wilde, incurring the wrath of officialdom now as well. So although van der Helm's lap looks good, is that another one with any track limit offence within? Let's see. Here he comes out of the bus stop, up towards the timing line, and Tijmen van der Helm goes up to 8th fastest. Van der Helm rounds down the hill, just ahead of Gregoire Saucier. Now, where is the championship leader out of all of this? Victor Martins is still only 14th, did improve last time, 2:17.736, but Martins 14th, that is not where he needs to be, cannot afford to be there. Through turn Van der Helm, but Victor Martins there, number 92. Is this going to be a better lap time for him in the first sector? So we await news. Another one losing a lap time is Amaury Cordeel. So it's track limits at the exit of the bus stop that's the real problem right now for them. Slowest is Russian De Geras. There is Martins then heading to the pit path. Is this lap starting to piece together well? Well, it has been an improvement within Sector 1, and Paul Aron's lap won't count because track limits at turn 9, Speaker's Corner this time. So the current lap will be deleted and Amaury Cordeel's previous lap deleted. So if you don't get a lap time deleted, chances are you'll do quite well over the course of the lap itself here. So Martins to the bus stop. It's not a standout lap, got to say, but he should improve. He has to improve from 14th up to the timing line, a little bit wide, the wrong side of the white line. Let's see what comes of that. Franco Colapinto goes quickest, 2:16.482, and Victor Martins goes second, 3 tenths down, 2:16.801. So that was a good lap. That brings him back into the mix now. So replay here of, is that Van der Helm getting it wrong? Possibly. It was one of the FA racing cars out wide. So there is less than a lap time now left in the session. Another lap time deleted is for who? Number 51 now, the Bitec car of Laszlo Toth. So Franco Colapinto looking good. Has he had a pole position this year? The answer is no. So Colapinto could be on here for his first pole. So the clock ticks on down. 1 more minute is left within it. And Franco Colapinto from Victor Martins, the top 2 on the grid. But now Martins does the absolute best within Sector 1 and a personal best in Sector 2. Track limits have been the real talking point of this, but Victor Martins looking as though it was the right decision to go out a bit later, try and get the most out of one set of tyres. This should be pole position, and if he does so with only a few seconds on the clock, I suspect he'll bail from the next lap. So this is his one last shot to get onto provisional pole position. He's wide out of the chicane at the bus stop. He comes up towards the timing line, breaks the beam, goes quickest with a 2:16.319. So Victor Martins rounds La Source. The flag is out. And a very, very good session that. Perfectly timed by the French driver, former gymnastics champion Victor Martins, up to the very top by 0.124 of a second over Franco Colapinto, Caio Collet third, Amaury Cordeel fourth, Hugo de Wilde fifth, Adrien David sixth. And considering he was a late addition to the championship, the Dutch driver Cas Havercourt up to 7th. Going quite nicely, going strongly. It's a good effort. So Kaya Collet isn't going to be able to respond. Don't think he is. He's down by 0.3 in the middle sector. Personal best, as you see, in the first, but down in the second sector. So unless it's a really heroic end to the lap, I don't think this is going to improve. So we've got lots of people in this session having been affected by the track limit penalties. The session is at an end. Victor Martin's the fastest at the very end of it, from Colapinto, Collet, Cordial, De Wilde and Adrien David 6th. So there the car of Adrien David turns through La Source. Last few cars just to take the flag, but Victor Martins is still out there. I don't think he's going to be improved, is he? No, not on this lap, because he's down in the sectors. So there you see them coming now out of the bus stop, including a multicoloured car of Timon van der Helm, which is down to 11th in the end. There is the flag. Session at an end. So Victor Martins, the fastest. Perhaps not unexpectedly, given how good a driver Victor is, but that will be pole position 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the season, which is pretty impressive going. Bearing in mind as well that this race that we are going to have will be the 14th. So it's a very good strike rate. So at the end of the session, Victor Martins is the fastest from Franco Colapinto, Caio Collet third from Amaury Cordial, Hugo de Wilde 5th, Adrien David 6th, Cas Havercourt 7th, ahead of Timon van der Helm with Lorenzo Colombo and William Alatalo rounding out the top 10. David Vidal is 11th, a long way back for him, so also Paul Aron and Alex Quinn, who was briefly quickest at one stage. 14th, Gregoire Saucy, 15th, Richard de Geras, 16th, Nicola Marinangeli. Petr Potacek, a long, long way down, I'm afraid to say. He's normally quicker than that. Laszlo Toth rounds out the 18th in the session, but there's work for one or two to do come the race to see what progress can be made. However, up at the pointy end, it's that man again, isn't it? Victor Martins then, who is the fastest, and a very good effort indeed that, to be top of the times in the end by 0.124 of a second. So Victor Martins will start race 2 from Q1 on pole position. Q2 for race 1 tomorrow morning. Let's see what that has in prospect and how that might offer a different look to a standalone grid. But for the moment, here at Spa, Victor Martins can at least celebrate that pole position and also prove yet again that he is a little bit quicker than Caio Collet, and the pendulum is swinging his way. It did seem to take Martins a long time really to get into his stride, but having done so, there's been no stopping him. Quick look back at some of the best bits of the session. Richard de Geras was having a big lock-up going into the source that did his Hancooks no good whatsoever. Early on, Caio Collet was the fastest, but as the session continued, he wasn't able ultimately to get close enough to the pace of Victor Martins. Somebody else going nicely was Franco Colapinto. He was second fastest, but ultimately it was Martins that was just unstoppable. Timon van der Helm ran wide off the road. That didn't help him in the great scheme of things. Adrien David ran out the top 6. Ultimately, he also going strongly, but with the checkered flag imminent, Victor Martins strung together a really good sequence of laps, and so the championship leader will start race 2 from pole position. Racing tomorrow. Join us for that. For now, from David Addison. Bye-bye.